guys, welcome back to the formerly known as Abarth Chris YouTube channel, now going to be the Red, White, and Boost channel. We're switching it up. Sorry, dirty lens. We're switching it up because we want to focus on not just Abarth cars, but really anything fun and boosted or even fast like my R6 in there. So right now, I'm going to be doing a little maintenance. As you can see, I've got the front bumper off, the intercooler off. We're going to be pulling the turbo out because we got this new snail. It's a 6064 GT2871 style turbo. It's going to replace that stock 1446, which, just look at the exhaust housing on that versus that. So much better. It's going to make so much more power. I've got the wastegate all clocked. I just need some spacers for in there. And then I've also got the Walbro 450 fuel pump. Supports up to like 750 wheel. And then over here I've got the Clutch Masters kit. It's a Stage 4 FX400 with the billet aluminum flywheel, so we can put the power down that we're about to make. Shoot. And I'm going to be replacing the Euro Compulsion intercooler with something a little bit bigger. But yeah, for now I'm working on getting the turbo out. We're have this little guy that's very stripped in there, and the screw just spins in it. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this off. We're going to be getting rid of this heat shield completely. No more turbo blinking, none of that. I'm going to have to get some new stuff for that. But we're going to be scrapping all this 1446 stuff. And then over here, which I haven't documented too much, and I know it's a complete and utter mess, but it's organized in my mind. Here's the block I've been ripping apart. I'm pretty much down to just the bottom end. Pistons, crank, and all that. The oil pump is still in there. I got the water pump out. And my R6 is still an ongoing project. Need to finish the fairings, need to paint them, need to really mount the light bar in the front. But we're getting there. For now, we're just going to do some more Abarth work today. Get it running. It hasn't been running in a while. It needs new fuel in there. The E85 has been sitting for like 6 months now, almost 7, so it's partly pretty much water. So I'm going to pull the fuel rail, the injectors, get everything cleaned out, and then put some fresh fuel back in there with the big turbo. We'll see about the fuel pump. I'm not sure. I might have to get some adapters to make it run right, but for now, we're just going to hopefully do the clutch this weekend. I got the slave cylinder on the way, so I can fully install that, get the turbo on in there, and then some fresh fuel, and hopefully she should fire. So much more room. it off. I was a total idiot. Forgot the return line for the coolant and the trunk latch. So now it's off. Now it's going to be easy to work with. Ooh, that's already pretty loose. Yeah, I'm going to pull the intercooler hoses, pull the downpipe, and then we can go ahead disconnecting the oil lines and the coolant lines, and then ripping this itty bitty baby turbo off. See, the intake housing on this isn't bad size, it's just this is what's crippling. Jeez, it's such a tiny little exhaust manifold. No wonder it chokes out up top so much. So I just labeled my lines here, so I know which one's which. Oh, look at that baby turbo. She's starting to shred apart, so looks like it is time to change it out anyways. But yeah, I'm labeling my my lines so I don't get them confused when I put it back. Otherwise, we could have some boost issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this off, and then I will try and get after this. I might have to pull the whole manifold off, but I really don't want to pull the manifold off. I'd rather just pull the turbo off. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. So I've got the coolant lines disconnected. Next I need to do the oil here at the bottom and at the top, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the turbo off. Alright, so to pull all this off, you gotta get the turbo heat shield off, or the manifold heat shield off, and then you'll be able to access these bolts without pulling the actual manifold off if you just want to remove the turbo. But as you can see, she's definitely taken some abuse. I've got the oil and coolant lines, everything disconnected, so now it's really just pulling this thing off, and it should pop right off. And then we can start mock fitting that big old snail right there. Guys, so finally got the turbo off. Definitely not supposed to take the turbo off without taking the manifold off, because that was, let me tell you, a son of a gun trying to get this back one right here. But look at the difference. She's so tiny. It's gonna make so much more power, and it's really the exhaust housing that is the biggest difference. I mean, I need the V-band adapter here, but it's just so small there compared to this. I mean, this is just so much more proper. I mean, look at just the size, like there versus that. It's just huge. So already gonna be one fitment issue is this guy right here versus this guy right here. As you can see, this one's a square, this one's a rectangle. So I need to get an adapter plate, which will make the turbo sit a little higher, which I think will help, because the wastegate on the new turbo kind of hits this and isn't going to allow for it. So I either need to reclock the turbo, although it can only be clocked so many ways. I might have to clock the exhaust housing too. But I'm honestly not sure how I'm going to get this to work. But we're going to make it happen, and while I have the I'll have it all open, I've got that stage 4 clutch and billet flywheel that I'm going to throw on, so that'll be happening with the slave cylinder coming in the mail in the next few days. So once I get that all buttoned up, we can throw that back on, and hopefully we should be able to fire her up with the new turbo, the new clutch, and some fresh fuel. So yeah guys, that's probably going to wrap it for this episode. I don't think I'll be able to get any further, obviously. I mean, I need a turbo adapter and some other things before I'm able to get this work, so it's probably going to be just chilling like this with the whole front off of it. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video, and thank you guys for tuning into the formerly Abarth Chris YouTube channel, now the Red, White, and Boost channel. So thank you guys for watching. Keep giving me the berries. I'll catch you next time.